Could this be it? Could this be the place? Do you see there's a big hole right in there?
So consider this the start of the race. The time's ticking, and we all know true adventure waits for no one. Good luck.
Time's ticking.
Time is ticking. We have 72 hours to go find $1 million treasure. I am so excited. We're rerouting everything to go and try to find this.
I was able to reroute. We have 3 days. I'm Sheila. This is Todd. Welcome to Switch It Up.
Yes. Remember growing up and we were so enthralled about every single treasure hunt movie that came out.
Yes, like you mean like the Goonies?
The Goonies was fabulous. It was so ingrained into us. We even went to the town where the Goonies was shot to go look at the movie sets. Then you throw in things like pirate hunting from like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh, and Indiana Jones?
Yes.
Like many of those.
Yeah, where you're putting the gold thing on and it goes down and you're running from the ball. Well, this is happening right now. It's $1 million to $2 million. It's a Netflix series. It's called Golden Greed. It goes over an old treasure hunt that Finn hid over 12 years ago. But then this gentleman right here, Justin Posey, decided to carry on the tradition. And he hid a treasure. And now we're going to go see if we can find it because we found clues in the poem.
Absolutely. And you know, we're all just about adventure. That's what we want to do. It's what we want to encourage you to do. And that's what Justin Posey, wants people to do. So we rerouted our life. We're going to go see if we're right on our clues.
Mm-hmm. You can run out and get the poem as you're sitting here on your phone. Just go in the Justin Posey, Beyond the Map's Edge poem. And you can read the poem as we go through this. You know where we're at in this thing.
And then you, if we don't find it, you can go find it too.
But yeah, I'm pretty confident because we only got 3 days.
We gotta drive south.
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
All right, before we go on this treasure hunt, you need to know the facts, okay? And these are the facts that for weeks we have researched, we have gone through, we have looked at. You have to have the parameters of how he hid the treasure and what his whole thing was thinking before you even dive into the poem. Because with these facts, you could turn around and use those to set up a parameter, right?
It's been a deep rabbit hole, people.
So if you're watching this, I'm going to go over the facts, and I'll try to list them here as well. 1, we know the treasure is over $1 to $2 million. It goes up in value because he put a Bitcoin wallet in there. So every book that's sold, actually a portion of that book sales goes into that, and then it increases the value of the wallet. 2, the treasure weighs approximately 60 pounds from everything that we've looked at. 3, it was hidden in 2023. So depending on when you're watching this video, tells you the time frame. And I, from my best deductions, which Sheila was like, please, I think it's between May and July of 2023. Justin had broken his leg from helping somebody out, so he had to make 4 trips to go hide the treasure. So think about if you've had a broken foot or broken leg, 60 pounds, you've had to go back and forth.
You're liking this just simply because that means it's not far off the road and you don't like hikes.
No, that's right. Okay, we don't know in the documentary when we watch it, what he put in there was like this leather chest. He said that is not the container. So that's important to understand. It is something else. He won't say if it's a box. He won't say if
but it is not buried. Like we don't have to shovel anything up.
You don't. You don't have to disturb anything. As a matter of fact, they don't want you to disturb anything.
Yeah. Okay, he also gave us some location parameters, like where it's located.
I'm so excited. Okay.
All right, he also gave us some location parameters about where it is located. And so we know from this that it is in the western part of the United States, that it can be found within a mile of where a car can park, that you can take a pet with you. So that's it's a pet safe area.
Because his dog was most important to him, and he couldn't hunt with them a lot of times.
So you don't need any like major dangerous climbing gear. Just think that your pet can be on the trail with you, and that you don't have to pay to get to the area, or you don't need a permit. So that rules out like all the national parks, to me. for me, that because you have to pay to get in. So I need a permit. And then he also, though, in the Netflix documentary, he had screensavers behind him, and he confirmed that those are a clue. So we know those things, and we just happen to be on the western part of the United States right now.
And if you look at the map that he's provided, it is on the western part. So the treasure is on the map this direction.
And we're over here.
Which is awesome. Okay, clues and strategy. There's only 2 more sections here. These are important because if you're going to start this treasure hunt on your own, the poem is the only tool you need, okay? Now, there's clues in the documentary, and there's clues in the book. And he wrote the book after he hid everything and wrote the poem. The poem took him about 4 to 5 hours to write, believe it or not. I did research, seeing if he used AI to create the poem. AI told me it was not an AI-created poem, which is an interesting thing.
Well, inside the poem, there are 10 clues inside the poem.
And that's awesome because those clues can help guide you directly to where the treasure is. You do not need to buy the book. The book does tell you he wrote it because he didn't want his friends and family to have a leg up on everyone to say that they knew past stories of him. Like he loves to go fly fishing. He loves outdoor adventure. Those things are just who he is as a person. So the book was written later.
And those might be helpful tidbits to know.
Yeah, because he hid clues in that, right?
Right.
There is a checkpoint, okay? If you watch the documentary, he does talk about a checkpoint where there was this blaze tree or whatever that had fallen over. In this poem, everyone talks about the checkpoint. He says in his interviews that the checkpoint, you will know it when you see it. That is the checkpoint to confirm where you are. We believe that we found this checkpoint. Now, the thing is you can do this 80 to 90% from home. You can use Google Maps. You can go through and analyze things. And then the other 20 to 10% is boots on the ground. We are at the 20 to 10%.
We're ready. We're ready to put the boots on the ground and go check and see if what we think we've in this poem and these clues, if we're right. And we're going to take you with us.
I'm so excited.
Because that's part of the adventure.
Okay. Some of the other things that are in there are landmarks you're going to find in the poem, which you'll see arcs and different holes and bends and ancient gates and all those things can be used to decipher the poem. And then if you look at key supporting clues, this is the last section, okay? This is the facts. Justin is a software engineer. In the documentary, he created a whole program to analyze Finn's face as he was doing interviews. Like, he is a detailed person.
Yes, that's a software engineer. They are meticulous. They are precise. And I think he just seems as he's extremely smart.
Yes. Now, you also have the terrain. It implies, since he had a broken leg, he had a minimal elevation gain, from what we understand. And we think there's other things that can be found because he said there's a cipher in the poem, a simple cipher, which I had to learn what ciphers were. So all of those are the key points, the facts, before you get to the poem. So nobody talks about these, and I wanted you to know these before we head out, so that you have a filter that if you're going to search, or if we find it, that you understand our way of thinking and what we're doing. But we have one key component, and that's Sheila. See, in the Switch It Up world.
I don't know where this is going.
In the Switch It Up world, and in just life, we have done different little treasure hunting things.
Yes.
We have given away a trip to Alaska on our YouTube channel. We have done different things and given away thousands of dollars of products. And
we've hidden geocaches across the United States for the crew to find. We like adventure.
And Sheila likes to write clues.
I do.
And so therefore, her mind thinks a little differently than mine. I have the help of AI. And then she took those items, moshed them all together, caused me to turn things around to help narrow down where we're getting ready to go. And we'll cover more of this now as we pack up and get out of here, because it's 9:30 and we got to be out of here in like an hour. So we're going to hit the road. We'll start going down. We're going to go to start our first place, and we'll go down through all of the things in the poem to hopefully We have things in here like sunrises and shadows that we have, shadow casting. We have a thermal imager that we're going to use to detect different things. And you'll understand why in a minute.
I feel like I need an adventure hat. You have an adventure hat.
This
is an adventure.
This is like Sheila's favorite movie. What is your favorite movie?
National Treasure is one of my favorite movies.
Right, and why?
Because it's the adventure and the chase of the whole thing, and there's some history, and but it's all about the experience together. And I'm about experiences, and that movie, there's a lot of clues in it about how people think.
It's fun. We're gonna enjoy this little thing. So buckle up. We're hitting the road.
Do we get to tell them where we are? Like
we're in Salt Lake City.
We're in Utah.
Yeah. So we're staying in Utah. And if you look at the screensavers, you'll have an idea by the first screensaver. So
we got to go find some red dirt.
Yes, let's go. You ready?
Got all your stuff?
I think I got it.
And some water.
Hydration is key.
Especially in Utah. I mean, we are in the desert, headed to warmer desert. We're gonna do brake check. Moab, yep, it's the portal part that we stayed.
Now we just told you we're going to Moab.
Oh.
Why are we going to Moab? That's a great question. How did we come to that conclusion?
It's one of them lines in the poem that we think.
Yes.
Now we could be wrong.
It could be, but you could start on understanding why we went to Moab simply by going to the screensavers behind him, and the first picture is Moab. But I had no way to connect him to Moab because it's not in the book until you go to his Instagram. Go to his Instagram. He was there.
Him?
In 2019, he was there on the Moab Rim Trail.
So we think he likes to off-road.
The best part is dive deeper. So he hid the treasure in 2023, which is great. But when you look at those pictures, he edited the picture's description 39 weeks ago, which would be July 24th of 2024. So I think he knew he would be going, that was going to show up.
That we would be.
So that's why.
He knew we would be stalking him.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why Moab, a lot of people think Montana. A lot of people. So Moab is my guess. That's why we're going there. We'll give you more clues, but just check out his Instagram and even in his Twitter. He only has Instagram and Twitter. You can find.
That is our deduction.
39 weeks ago, he edited that. He wouldn't have edited it if he didn't have some sort of reason why.
Well, let's get this show on the road.
Let's go. We are about probably an hour and 20 minutes out from Moab area. Anticipation's kind of building, I have to admit. I've been sitting here in silence, just rationalizing in my head everything that I kind of ran through for the last 3 weeks. It's like all the things that you can do with AI is amazing, but there's something called location bias. So if my thought process is wrong, everything I searched and looked and confirmed and did all those things using tools like AI on different platforms. They use like 3 different models. It could all be location bias. So that location bias becomes something you have to really pay attention to. So even though I'm super excited, I'm also thinking, did I lead Sheila astray? Did I put everything in wrong? But she confirmed a lot of it too, so I feel better about that thought process. Exciting, isn't it? A little anticipation. Travel is something that frees the soul, builds memories. I think that's the thing I like about it so much. All right, we'll finish this next hour and so into town, and we'll get set up, and we're going to do a little reconnaissance this evening.
We're here. Found the red dirt. Red cliffs. Which is what we think we need. We're going to go on a treasure hunt. That's kind of fun. Just out adventuring. Because we're out this way, so we'll at least check it out while we're here. But Utah is probably one of my favorite places to drive through. Spectacular.
We made it. Let's pull my keys out. And I carry this on my keychain. This is from my grandpa, $1977. And he always was like talking about going on adventures and always making sure you have something to be able to call home. And I just was thinking of how much memories mean, and treasure hunts help form those memories. So I'm looking forward to heading out here in a little bit to see, reconfirming a lot of the things that we've been researching for the last few weeks. So Sheila's we got to get everything situated, and then we're on the road. Ta-da! It's like a magic trick.
Yeah, because the house looks the same wherever you go.
Okay, now we have to unpack everything, and then we're heading out.
Yes. Maybe if we
Please plan it right.
If we wait just a hot bit, maybe the sun will. It's hot out there.
It is.
It wasn't hot where we left.
Okay. A lot of work to get to this point. Okay, we're off. I want you to notice that Jeep right there. Look at how much red is on that.
There's a lot of red.
Okay.
Red dirt.
Red dirt. Here is the thing. We don't have enough. The sun's going to go down in about 2 or 3 hours. So we're going out to do 2 confirmations, which is very, very important. The first one is the most important confirmation we can do. And that is the foot of 3 at 20 degrees.
That is in the poem.
It is. I found something when we were doing the research, and
Well, we know there's
shared.
dinosaur tracks all over this area.
It is dinosaur tracks, and these are off Potash Road. Okay, but if they are not at 20 degree, it kind of starts.
It goes our whole theory.
Yeah. But if they are at 20 degrees, and it will tie into the other things in the poem, we'll go over that. But that's where we're heading first. And we'll hopefully get at least 2 of these confirmations knocked out prior to tomorrow, when we actually start getting to do the real searching.
At least it's only like 8 miles away, so we can kind of knock it off. Now what happens if we knock that off and we're like, oh, well, now what?
I've got a couple of things we have to check.
Got a couple other theories.
We have our RV at this new village camp, RV park that's here. It used to also be called
Portal.
Portal. It's a great RV park.
We stayed there when we came through last time.
But the amazing thing about this Moab area is beautiful. Like, it's stunning. So if you're gonna go out and go see things, this is one of those places that's just amazing. And we know Justin was here. So we have knocked that out of the park. We know that he had gone through here, spent some time here, off-roading here, so he's familiar with the area. So that's a very key component. So he had to know kind of an idea of where to hide it.
Even if we don't find it, this is just a beautiful place to be out exploring.
It is.
But we're gonna find it.
I'm excited. Like, I don't know, when you do these little adventures, okay, if you don't know, one of my favorite movies, if you don't know me as a person, is Walter Mitty.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
And it's about, he lived this mundane life, and he was going out and he was doing the same thing day after day, and he kind of wished that somewhere down the road he would have like these, I don't know, daydreams, and he kind of hoped one day that he would live his own adventure. Well, then all of a sudden it was almost like a treasure hunt, because he had to find this individual to find this negative for the last picture to place in this magazine. It's that spirit of living out this, and I think treasure hunting provides that element of fun, engaging. It's like you could be disappointed, which is okay to be disappointed, but you continue this whole thing. I'm excited. Just like National Treasure. This is going to be National Treasure-esque, I think, here in a little bit. Oh. Just look how pretty that is.
And then you got the snow-capped mountains on the other side. Are those the LaSalle Mountains?
Possibly, yeah. So already things are lining out. Here's the Colorado River. We know we know one of the things Justin loves is fishing,
Specifically fly fishing.
specifically fly fishing. Now there's also an offshoot river from here, and that's Cane Creek, I think. And up further upstream, I think they do trout fishing up there. Something I never did verify, but that's another like little nugget of trying to like put the puzzle together.
Well, and there's a line in the poem somewhere, something about round the bend and casting your pole.
Yeah.
You think that that is about fishing in a river?
I think most people are assuming that's about fishing. I am looking now at the idea of casting your pole is a shadow reference. Like we're going to have to find some sort of a shadow that will point to the treasure. That's your National Treasure-esque kind of moment, because in National Treasure, they put on like these glasses and they got to raise one side and the other, and then it comes into focus. Now, through the course of this, if you're watching this video and you see something that we don't find it or whatever, if you see something we're missing, please leave a comment below. But he said there was going to be like a marker or a, what did he say? It was like a
Checkpoint.
a checkpoint that will be very obvious that you know you're in the exact right place. So he did say that in an interview. So it's something to keep in mind, along with all the other facts that we gave earlier. Gosh, this is just beautiful though. Here we go.
Okay, dinosaur tracks are up here.
Dinosaur tracks it is. I'll explain back here. So if these dinosaur tracks point 20 degrees back this direction.
No, I thought we were going to measure the dinosaur tracks to see if the rock was at 20 degrees.
The rock could be at 20 degrees. The tracks could be at 20 degrees. We got to just figure out if there's a 20-degree correlation. But I'm feeling really good. Like being here versus looking on the maps. Now, if you're doing this at home, you can do 80, 90% of this sitting at home.
Okay, what's this poison spider trailhead? Look, there's an arc in there
Oh, yeah.
and like some holes in like a
Yeah, hole in the rock.
in the rock. Which hole in the rock or a hole is it's good to be feet on the ground.
This is a big deal.
One thing about it, it's a beautiful area to go explore.
It is beautiful, sure.
Okay, I think we have to go that way.
Because this is where the rubber hits the road. I'm here. Finally, I made it. All right, here we go. We're going to start with the palm. Now, there's going to be different markers within this palm. And this confirmation is something that I feel is important. So, it happened when one of our friends was out in the Moab and they took a picture. And then we were talking to them about this whole thing. And then they're like, we just took this picture and this is a foot of 3. Then that opened the door up for us to like, oh, whatever. So then it kind of like started down a rabbit hole. But the poem goes like this. Now again, you can download the poem so you can follow along. Can you find what lives in time, flowing through each measured rhyme? Wisdom waits in shadowed sight for those who read those words just right.
Okay, stanza 1.
Stanza 1, there's 5 stanzas. Number 2, as hope surges clear and bright, walk near water's silent flight. Round the bend, past the hole, H, the hole is capitalized. I wait for you to cast your pole. Stanza 3. In Ursa East his realm awaits, his bride stands guard at the ancient gates. Her foot of 3 at 20 degree, return her face to find the place. Stanza 4. Double arcs on granite bold, where secrets of the past still hold, beyond the reach of time's swift race, wonder guards the sacred place. And the last stanza. Truth rests not in clever minds, not in tangled, twisted finds. Like a river's steady flow, what you seek you already know. Now, we do know that this poem is starting up at a big, huge, helicopter space, and then it narrows down. And all you need is the poem to find it.
The foot of 3 at 20 degrees is pretty important in the thought process.
In our thought process, anyway.
But I'm looking here and I'm seeing some key components of things that I researched. What are you thinking?
Well, I also just noticed that, okay, so we're going to the dinosaur tracks, and then there's the petroglyphs. But this is a Jeep trail. So he could have went on a off-road trail past here, because he just said it's within a mile of where the car can park.
Well, but he didn't say it was a car. He didn't say what vehicle. He said he didn't use his own vehicle. That's
right,
all
but
said.
he could have rented a Jeep and done off-roading to
Correct.
get out there. So maybe that's a road worth traveling. I don't know. Let's go see the dinosaur.
Right,
Start
let's
from
start.
there. They're this far up. I was looking at that map. I don't think they were this far. The dinosaur tracks or the petroglyphs? Okay. You got to remember he had a broken leg.
Well, he didn't hide the treasure on this side.
No. This is just a clue.
Dino tracks. We're close.
Are we?
Yep. Look at the elevation. You're looking great. Come on.
I'm suffering.
There they are.
Whew. Maybe we should have acclimated to the altitude first before we start climbing.
Tracks of the theropod dinosaur are relatively common.
Oh, there they are.
I know. There they are.
Look
Okay.
at that.
We're here. Yeah, they're beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
We've got to get a measurement on these. But Sheila, I want you to look.
Is this rock at 20 degrees?
I don't know. We're going to search that.
How are we going to do that?
I've got something on my phone. But right across, this is why it's so important. I have this theory of all of this coming together. We got to go to that parking lot. This is at 20 degrees and pointing to that parking lot. There's another like petroglyph up on top that we'll explain. And I'm feeling good about this.
Here's the thing.
Got to be 20 degrees though.
I'm wishing they just had a zip line from here to the other side.
I'll go up this way and over.
Okay. Oh, look it. Here they come off the Jeep trail. That looks like fun.
Oh boy. Look at this angle. This looks more than 20 degrees. But the footprint itself could be at 20 degrees.
That is a big footprint.
But it's literally pointing that way, Sheila.
Well, do some measurements.
All right, let me get my phone out. Look at that. That thing is huge.
Put your hand next to it for reference so I can see. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say huge.
Well, it's a big foot. It's big, about as big as your foot, probably.
All right, let's do this.
What's cool is to think that these were up there. So to me, there's more up there.
More footprints?
More footprints. I know that's not part of the treasure hunt.
It could be. So first things first, we know that the rock, the rock itself is over 45 degrees.
Okay.
So
About the foot.
the foot, another story. The foot tracks are going at an angle this way. Sheila, that's 20 degrees. Okay, let me see if I can get
What's
this
20 degrees?
So the path that they're going,
The direction that the
Yes.
feet are pointing?
the direction that, oh, I gotta go this way. The direction that the feet are going, this direction,
Okay. Uh-huh.
is 20 degrees.
Okay.
Now, if I use a compass, let's do this too. This could be important because Sheila, I figured it like a compass. Okay, we have the foot straight north. So straight north. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
Okay, if I turn and go 20 degrees,
We're across the parking lot.
You're saying 20 degrees is right over there
It's right there.
in that parking lot.
Yes.
Okay. Which is also by a river that I'm guessing you could fish in.
Well, that's the Colorado River.
This is the Colorado River? Well,
Yep.
yeah, absolutely you can fish that. You have.
I do know this, and I'm going to point this out. So when Justin came, he did the trail in his truck on a tour.
Right.
Okay. He did the Moab Rim Trail.
Which is where?
It's up on top. Somehow through here somewhere. But he took a picture from this other direction, which points down this direction here.
Oh, is that the screensaver?
The screensaver. So if you watch the documentary, the far left screensaver is a picture. And that picture was when he was here in 2019. And if you look on his Instagram, he made a change to the description of that 39 weeks ago. And that means July of 24, when the book was finished, he actually changed something in there. And he did that to 4 pictures. All those pictures relate to Moab. And one of those pictures is a picture of his truck with red dirt. That's why I said, remember that. That red dirt, he said something is like where he took it off road with red dirt. And he said it was hard to clean, just like that is in Moab. So to me, I think he had to go off road. That's why I think it's funny you mentioned that. I think he had to go off road a little bit to get dirt on. So I think that might.
Well, I'm wondering if, so you're saying he took the picture from which direction?
This direction,
But
looking
but
back that way.
okay, but is this foot of 3 actually in the picture?
No, because it could have been.
Right, like on the far left-hand side?
He had to be up this direction.
Well, so we need to figure out where the Moab Rim Trail is.
Yeah.
It just looks like a rock from far, far away. You don't realize that there's dinosaur footprints in there. Okay, can we just stop and acknowledge that for a minute?
Oh yeah.
There's dinosaur footprints here.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty amazing. And we know that that rock has fallen down, so there's got to be more up top. There's dinosaur fossil prints everywhere around here, that's just cool. Dinosaurs walked here.
Oh yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. Over up there is something I found called the Moab Maiden. I'll explain that when we get there, but there's also more petroglyphs right here.
Poison spider trailhead.
I'm telling you, he shot that picture this direction. So
that rock could be in the picture.
it could be. I'll have to look. All right, next confirmation. Ursa East. Her realm awaits, or his realm awaits, something like that. So again, I came up with the idea of, when Sheila and I were talking, I was like, does Ursa have to mean that? Or can it mean a bear or something like that? She said yes, but also could be something like Cassiopeia, which would be a star alignment.
Yeah, but that would be really hard as a star alignment because it doesn't necessarily give us a specific date to watch for that star alignment.
Right.
And that's going to change.
Now, based on the information I looked at, I do firmly believe he hid the treasure anywhere from the middle of May to July. I also know that he broke his leg helping somebody get a vehicle unstuck. So he had to hide the treasure with some sort of a broken leg. Don't know how complicated that was. And he said he made 4 trips because the treasure is 60 pounds. So this is what we're narrowing down, is where we land, it has to be a fairly short walk, under a mile. I don't like to hike more than a mile anyway.
Yeah,
let alone.
He said under a mile.
Yeah.
Or a mile or less.
So
right?
we're coming up on the roadside petroglyphs up here somewhere.
Must be up here where this black Sprinter van is.
Well, some people are also.
Camping by the river.
You're close. Real close. No way.
What?
Look on there.
Utah
Right there.
High Rock Art.
What did you find?
Things to look for at the northern end panel, round holes. Oh, there's a round hole carved. Okay. And then it also says, also at the southern end of the panel, look for the large bear with hunters at its nose.
So we're looking for that.
Oh, but I also want to look for the hole.
The plot thickens. We're still figuring out the hole.
So you can see right here, there's see the petroglyphs right there, and they're kind of like a story going around the wall right here. And it looks like they go up. Oh, look at that side of that panel right there.
No, I said it goes way up.
Okay, so where's the bear?
There's a lot of hunting going on. I got a plan.
Well, I was just gonna Google it, but I have no service.
I know, right? That's what I was gonna say. Like, oh, we probably Google it.
Yeah, and we're like, where is the bear?
We took pictures of all of these different things. If it's on this south panel right here, we're in great shape because it points exactly back to where we need to go, which is on the other side of the river, but we're running out of daylight, so it's going to have to wait.
I think we'll go back, Google it, and see if somebody can tell us exactly where it is, because we were probably just missing
so
it.
this would fall in line with that poem, Ursa East.
Yeah.
So that is if it's here.
That is as if Ursa's a bear, but since it's not capitalized, I lean towards that it's not Ursa
Right.
in the sky.
Okay. Well, it was a fun exercise. I don't know if it's on that sign, and I saw it on Google stuff. I just can't find it on the wall.
Maybe when there's some sun glaring on it, maybe
It's so prevalent, though. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
All right, let's call quits
All right.
and go look. We'll regroup. Tomorrow, we'll end up having a hike.
Ooh.
Like, we're going to boots on the ground really get real tomorrow. If it's on that panel, we had 20 degrees to where those power lines are, which is the parking lot. If it's on this panel right here, this would face east across the river back towards that parking lot. We got the drone going, got my hat.
Today's the day.
Well, we spent some time last night looking for the bear,
Where exactly
and we
we
were
did.
where we need to look. So we're going to go back and confirm that because it is important.
Yes, because it's the bear on Ursa. Ursa is a bear.
And if it's on that corner panel
it's on the east.
and it faces the other side,
east, yeah.
then the Moab Maiden's over there, and we're going to try to hike to see the Moab Maiden today.
Yeah, it's getting warm out there though.
I know. So she's packing snacks.
I got water. Do you
Snacks
want
are
some?
important
I
in a
got
treasure
water.
hunt. Water?
Do you want some snacks? I haven't put any snacks in
Oh,
there.
absolutely need some
All right,
snacks.
let me get some snacks.
I mean,
And did
you can't do a treasure hunt without snacks.
Did you grab some ibuprofen?
I did. I've already taken my ibuprofen. Should kick in by the time we get to the trail. You know, because I ain't no spring chicken.
No, but you're a chicken with a bum knee.
Okay, what else did you find when we were looking last night? What are some other thoughts we have going with the treasure hunt?
What are some other thoughts?
Uh-huh.
So you and I are not on 100% on the same page on this.
We are not.
But I think that that's the beauty of treasure hunting.
Yeah, we're loading up on snacks.
We never know how long we're going to be gone now. I personally think you need to read the poem backwards.
Okay.
From the bottom up.
I did. I mean, but you're thinking, I think it matches still.
You think it matches going top to the bottom?
Both.
You think it matches top to bottom?
And bottom to top.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting thought.
I mean, you came up with reading the poem backwards because...
He said that it's the things happen in sequential order. Right? But he never said if you have to start at the bottom or top. But when you read it from the bottom up, it makes more sense to me.
We have today drone. We're going to do some verifying with some drone footage in a couple of the areas. That's the plan anyway.
I also bought on Amazon a secret weapon today. We're going to use the next 2 days, and I'll reveal the secret weapon for treasure hunting. The LED wall walking. People always ask what we're doing and what we are, so we leave the wall on to showcase the whole thing on our RV and truck and our adventures. So you can always watch all of our videos. All right. I am so super excited right now.
You're like a 10-year-old boy.
This is day 2. I think I left my Celsius.
No, your wife happened to pick it up.
Oh, you're so fabulous. You did?
I did.
So first things first, we have to confirm the bear. So we're back to the bear.
Back to the bear.
To confirm. We were a bit perplexed yesterday.
Remind me what the name of that place is.
Just go back to the
Turn
dinosaur
left.
on Potash Road.
Yeah.
When you stare, as a treasure hunting, you will stare at maps and forever, and you start memorizing everything.
You know, the crazy thing is there's lots of treasure out there, and there's treasure hunts all around.
Yeah.
Not just this one.
This one's just a little bit fun. We just happen to be in the area. Well, we think
We think we're in the area.
that whole
We could be
location
in
bias thing.
Right, we could be way off.
I think in the movies, do you think in the movies that people get that location bias too? No, because they have to follow a script. I think Goonies is still one of my favorites.
We're going back there.
Yeah, we're going back to that where Goonies was shot this year. And so hopefully you'll see that. Everywhere we're going, there's no cell service. I think he actually wanted that because he said multiple times to get people off the computers and getting out to go search. So I honestly think he kept that in mind when he was out here hiding it.
I think it's part of that Time's Swift Race poem part.
Oh, look at you getting philosophical. Okay, this time we'll park on the right side.
Yeah, I don't want to scare this guy and his dog, but he's right where I'm going. He's trying to read the history.
Yes.
Ancient history.
Poles.
Up you go.
Okay, from the video yesterday, this guy found it, but it looks like he was off the ground.
We were staring right at it, though. There's no way. Like, there's no
I don't
way.
know either. I have no idea.
I was staring at this whole side of this rock yesterday.
Well,
How did I miss it?
maybe we didn't have the adventure hat. Maybe that's what happened.
That's our secret.
The secret is the adventure hat. I think this is the biggest treasure hunt of all, is trying to find the bear.
Yeah, if we can't find the bear, I'm not feeling very confident in our other abilities.
Hey, I have visual proof on that video
that it's here.
that it's here, and I have visual
I just
proof.
haven't put my own eyeballs on
I know,
it.
me too. But even the tour guy is like, yeah, it might be right up there, but I don't see anything up here either. We've gone farther up.
Because on the picture or on the video that was near,
Yeah, he went up there. He was up about 15 feet.
it was in grass, so it had a grassy ledge.
All right. I'm just going to have to take the YouTube video I found as his proof, and I'll pull up. And I am sure it's on that side of that, and that side points.
And it
straight
says on
over.
the south panel. We just don't see it.
But, okay.
At
That's a
least-
confirmation marker, but we can't find it.
All right.
All right.
Oh, but look. See that dark spot right there? That looks like a bear.
Oh, Sheila, come on.
It's like playing the
that's 100
cloud
feet
game.
up.
It's like playing the
we're
cloud
playing
game.
the cloud game. There's the confirmational bias on location. We found it.
You scared me.
Oh, sorry.
I can't imagine
Sorry,
how much
I found it. Okay.
Can you imagine how you're gonna scream when we find
There
the
it is.
trailer?
Look.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yes, we have victory. Okay,
Oh,
and
look.
this is even better.
Because she's pointing right that
Yes,
direction.
and like she's pointing right at that, and now we're even closer to the other side.
And you know what?
We're like this is a half mile further closer.
She's on the east. This is east. So
Yes.
she's on the east
And
face
pointing.
and pointing
Pointing.
over there. Yeah. And you're like, oh well, you can find any petroglyphs to find that. No, this is a prominent petroglyph in the area. I mean, it's got its own placard, for goodness sake.
Probably 10 times bigger than the other petroglyphs.
Look at that. But it's on the east side facing over to Maiden.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scream you. I was like so excited because we went to a tour guide. He was down there. He goes, "Oh, you're not far enough. I think it's further on down."
I didn't realize
But
the petroglyphs go all the way down this whole face like this.
Oh, wait. If we would have paid attention, I bet if we go over there.
I'm going to world's worst treasure hunters.
We're bad treasure hunters. Let's see.
If that
But
says,
it's not really, it's hidden. Like you can't tell you're turning out here.
That's what treasure is. It's hidden. So we got to get sharper here.
Hidden in plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight. That's exactly right.
If this has it on here, this is hilarious. Okay, but come on, at least we've confirmed.
Okay, so
there it is.
There's the bear panel.
And it even says bear panel. We're just
Look
a
at
half
those
a mile.
feet.
We were at the place where it said petroglyphs, and this is hidden. You can't see it as you drive by.
Okay, so the bear panel points over to the Maiden.
Yes, straight to the Maiden.
Straight to the Maiden.
Okay, is there anything on here we need to read?
Okay, let me read it.
Any
Open
kind
your
of clues?
eyeballs is what it says. Panel located across the street is the bear panel. It's a hunting scene. You can see a large bear figure with several small human figures with bow and arrows pointed at the animal. Although the surrounding petroglyphs are likely associated with the Fremont, the bear itself is an unknown style. Many archaeologists believe the panel could be associated with a proto-historic group of Ute Indians. In these cultures, the bear is associated with sacred.
There's those words.
Sacred ceremonies and dances. There's the sacred word. All right.
All right. Now you look up there, and it's right
there.
Let's see if I can get my finger here. It is like right over here. So that's why in the video he climbed up there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
So that's kind of cool.
Yep.
It's mile marker 10. Let's go down here.
Here across the way. Oh, there's actually a little.
Yeah.
Well, not this
So
one.
this is where we're at. This is the turnout up here for where the Moab Maiden is, that trail. This is the where the dinosaurs are, and then that's the turnout for the Moab Maiden. It's a triangle. Thought?
Remember, I'm still stuck on the granite,
Yes.
and it says granite bold, right?
Right.
Granite bold, but it says double arc.
Right. There's arcs everywhere here.
Right. There's arcs everywhere. But could the granite bold just be the simple fact of these massive mountains behind us that are the La Salle Mountains? And they do have granite, like the granite top peaks. So there's peaks.
They do?
Yes.
You researched that?
I did. There's granite in the La Salle Mountains. And so could he just be saying, like, here we are in this, like...
But also that's towards the end of the poem. So if it's at the end, towards the end, and he's leading you down to a more specific area.
But I'm reading the poem from the bottom up, remember?
Yeah.
So the granite, like like from where we are, you can see these bold granite-faced mountains behind us, behind all the things here. So I just see them in the distance.
I'm still on the old. He would never do it as that obvious. I think he would do it as a feature, and it's like a descriptive way.
You don't think that, like, let's say we were to go look in another state, like Montana.
I think this is where most people are messing up.
Is there in Montana?
Well, I think they're literally taking wisdom in the poem as wisdom Montana.
Right.
They're literally taking granite bold, meaning there has to be granite. Now, he did say that it's got to be as simplified in this whole thing, but that's like, you would never write, when you're writing your stuff or when we did our treasure hunt stuff, you never would be that specific. You wouldn't. Granite bold, I looked up, is something that's prominent, or it's a typeface font. So I was thinking of looking at signs.
Well, I'm just saying, like these La Salle Mountains are
they're granite and they're bold.
They're bold. They're overlooking the area that we are at.
It's probably 60 miles away. Probably you can see when we round this corner.
Around this corner, you can see them back
I think
there.
those are the La Salle Mountains.
Yeah, I think so. And they overlook the...
They overlook, so we were down in that area over there, right? So you've got the Granite Mountains there. We don't know until we get there. Kind of like seeing the bear. Like I couldn't picture which direction the bear was
And
heading.
how big he is. Like a lot of those other petroglyphs are like this big. Like they're just, you know, a little antelope or a goat or whatever. That guy is huge.
He had to make, when he made the poem, he had to make something that would be noteworthy, I think.
Well, and if you search this area, you're going to find a bear panel. You're going to find the maiden.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to find a feet of 3.
Yeah.
So you'll find those areas pretty easy.
The question that I'm struggling with on the feet of 3 is it's a her.
I know.
It's a her.
Everyone said that same thing, and like all the
I guess
forums.
a her, it could be the dinosaur's a girl.
Yeah. I don't remember.
If we don't find it, I'm just looking forward to whoever finds it and the frickin' solution.
Yeah, I would like to.
Because I didn't want to know. It is probably one of my favorite states to drive through.
Okay, so we were just over there, and we will be, like the panels will be up over here where we're going to make a turn.
Going by the Colorado River. Great for fishing.
It is a good fishing place, isn't it? And whitewater rafting, apparently.
I could kayak it. I know we ain't got time for that right now. We're on a treasure hunt.
So he would have had to have drove this street, this road.
Woulda.
Well, on top of that, the Moab Rim Trail, which we just pointed out, that's right above us. So that camper, the guy was camping in the Jeeps, that's right up here. Bicycle.
There's the camper.
Yep. So the trail was right up there where the Jeeps were. We have Justin on this trail in 2019.
On the
for
Moab
sure.
Rim
On the
Trail.
Moab Rim Trail, which is awesome. Oh, this must be the starting point.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the rim. No vehicle over 22 feet. Oh, that might be fun.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. But one of the things is that he wouldn't have hid the treasure up there because he said no high clearance vehicle is needed.
Right.
So
And
I would just be going on it just for fun.
you would. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of
No,
the adventure.
That's part of the adventure, but that means not today, Sheila, because we're on a quest.
We're on a mission.
We're on a mission today.
All right. Okay, so here's context. Over here, Sheila stops real quick. Over there, you can see that's where the dinosaur prints are. Over there, okay?
Where those people are?
Where all those people are parked.
Mhm.
So over here, on that face cliff right over there is the bear pointing this direction. So now we're going over here into this parking lot. So there's some key points. He said it would be no more than a mile from the vehicle. He would not describe, he did not use his vehicle. He just said a vehicle.
Holy crud.
Wow, where'd everybody go? They all came here, huh?
I-
So this is Cane Creek OHV trailhead. Up here is a petroglyph that was called the Moab Maiden. But Moab Maiden, the bear, and the dinosaur footprint are all items that I had preconceived notions on. From here, I don't have any, I mean, I kind of have ideas that we're going to have to hash out because we don't know things. So we're going to have to kind of like play it by ear. And we could be wrong.
Yes, we could be.
And we're getting ready to walk. We know it's a mile. It's going to be at least a mile hike from here. And
You sure you're up for a mile hike? It's warm out.
yeah, this is not handicap accessible for sure. And he said that in his stuff. And it's
Maybe we
off
could
grid.
just catch a ride with one of them.
No, not where we're going, babe. This
No.
trail.
It's a trail.
Oh, that's another thing. It's a trail that's off the beaten path. It's not on the main Jackson trail that's here. So we have to find our way off this trail to go up.
Oy vey. I needed to put on my hiking shoes.
I might need my backpack so I can have extra batteries so we don't run out.
Oh yeah, you gonna bring the drone so maybe we could just scope it out, or not on this one?
I might not. I might fly the drone from here later, but
Okay.
for now we're just going to go find the Maiden. It's less weight if we have
Okay.
to climb up that high. I did get the secret weapon. I think the secret weapon's here. I'll explain this when we get up to where we're going to search. It is a secret weapon. It's my new treasure hunting secret weapon because I have a theory. I'm going to test. No, it's a hypothesis. A theory is when it's proved. I have a hypothesis when we get up there. That's when you know things are getting serious, when you're actually putting on hiking boots.
Crap's about to get real.
Boots on the ground is what they call it, dear, in
Boots
the
on the
treasure
ground.
hunting world. I gotta put my boots on.
What about Moab Maiden on here?
I know there's nothing about Moab Maiden. We're going up there.
Where?
Way up there. This is $1 million treasure hunt, dear. Of course I'm gonna go on these crazy hikes, even though I don't like hiking. My knee is a mess.
You don't mind hiking.
But it fits the dynamic of 1 mile. And he wants us off the beaten path. So this is the Jackson Trail head, I think. And we're gonna go off of this to try to find this other trail. I think that might be it over there. But we do have to cross a creek.
I see it. There's a bridge.
Mm-hmm. Into the wilderness.
Trail.
I did do that too.
And you whine about my flat hike.
We gotta be getting close.
We don't even know we went the right way.
Yeah, that's true. I did kind of just think it was this. I've watched a lot of YouTube and a lot of pictures. Okay, we need to talk about this. You see these little alcoves right here?
I can't talk.
I know. Things, it could be hidden in things like that though. In plain sight, just tucked away.
You mean in a hole?
Yes, in a hole.
I still think that that is why the H is capitalized, because it's just in a hole. That the H is the only thing capitalized inside the poem other than the first letter of each sentence. Here's the thought.
Okay.
Some people are thinking like Jackson Hole, or it's a specific, there's some rivers with the name Hole in it, or it's a specific fishing hole.
Well, there's even a hole in the rock here where we're at.
Absolutely. They think it's like a noun. I think because it's capitalized and it's the only thing capitalized, it's just him saying it's in a hole.
You mean like one of those holes?
Well, there's only 2.7 million holes in Moab. Our 72 hours is draining quickly.
No sarcasm here.
Oh, that's my first language, actually.
He did say it's not buried.
Right. I just think it's placed in a hole.
Well, there's lots of them here.
I know.
In plain sight.
Too many. You take the ones on the left.
You'll see it. You'll know it when you see it.
Well, it's awfully quiet.
We are not a mile yet, even.
We
We gotta be getting close.
We have to go down this thing. That's the concern.
Yeah.
I
She's
know.
got a bum ankle. I got a bum knee.
Yeah. Together we're a great hiking duo.
Hot mess. We call ourselves Switch It Up. All right, we're gonna take a break, and then, but
In the shade.
yeah, look at the view. It's a great view.
Yeah, it is a great view.
We said treasure hunting would be easy. Sheila,
What?
I think I found her.
Found what?
Her.
The Maiden? Okay, I'm coming. Is she a petroglyph? Is she a rock formation? What am I looking
I
for?
think she needs a bikini.
Oh gosh. Where do you think she is?
Right there. Go around that corner.
This corner?
Keep going. It's on your left on that rock.
Okay. There's a hole.
Oh, look in the holes.
Okay. You think, oh, she's got boobs. You think that's her?
That's her. Now,
I wish she had 3 toes.
no, that's a cross. So let's go over our clues real quick.
Okay. Okay.
I feel it's confirming. Would this be too obvious to just stick it in these holes right here?
Yes. Don't ruin my
All right,
mojo.
let's think for a second.
Okay.
Here she is.
Yep.
Straight that direction is the bear, Ursa. Like literally right there. So the bear's pointing to her.
Well,
Literally
and so
right,
the toes
right around
are...
this curb is the toes.
Okay, but I don't know which way she's facing.
Well, her boobs are this way.
Well, I know, but
So
that
her
her face
boobs are
is just
facing us.
facing this way. So, what is turn her face?
No, let's pull up the poem.
Okay. Okay. In Ursa East, his realm awaits.
Okay.
His bride stands guard at ancient gates.
So this is the bride standing guard.
Her feet of 3 at 20°.
That's over there. Now, that's the best logical thing I can think of.
Return her face to find the place.
So, in my thinking, returning her face, her looking this direction.
Which
so
direction?
whatever direction's past this boulder.
On the other side of this rock?
That's my thinking.
Well, okay.
Let's just go up and look around.
Let's look around the corner.
Now, if you're watching this and you have a different take on this matter, in all of the stuff I researched, nothing really shared any of which direction things were. So how about you go that way, dear? I'm going to go this way up.
Perfect.
You just want an easier path.
This is an actual path.
Oh.
Return her face.
Oh.
Return her face to find the place.
So if I come up here and I carry this direction, it's on the other side here. We can look around this corner of this rock.
Okay, so the whole Maiden over there, return her face. So if we go on the other side of her face, what's interesting is there's a parking lot right here. So now I want to know, oh, that's a long ways down. Ursa, look at that. But there's trails all, and there's a creek. What is on the other, what is this? I know, I'm asking you. And I'm gonna figure it out between now and, but I'm just curious, like what trail is on, this is her other face. Like if she faces this way, return her face, because she had no face, right? She didn't have eyes, so if you returned her face to her, maybe that's it. Instead of turning, but even if you returned her face, like put her eyes back on her face, because she didn't have eyes, nose, and a mouth. But if you did, then she'd be looking this way, right around this corner. What's here? I think return her face isn't turn her head around. It's just return her face. She doesn't have one. So put her eyes, her nose, her mouth back on her, and she's looking straight on the other side of this.
Right where I was saying earlier.
And there's a parking lot right here, so we could park there and go see what's on this, just like if she's just straying straight through the mountain. But there's 2 really big holes and caves right here.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. You want to look in them?
How deep do they go?
I don't know. Did you find a cave or hole up there?
I stopped looking because I was waiting for you.
Oh, well, I was going to look in here first. You need to come down here and go look through this with me.
Okay. I thought it might be something up here.
No, I think it's down here.
I'm so stinking excited right now.
There's the snake country. So we just need to get him
Confirm
down
stuff.
there.
You want me to go in there?
Yes, I do. You brought me on this adventure. You go look in there.
Which cave?
That one right there. Go in there.
In here?
Yep.
Okay, this is like national treasure. I'm leaving my bag out.
Maybe we should pour some water on the rocks to see if there's a secret clue.
This is funny. Okay. Are you coming?
Uh,
Sheila, this is tight.
Tight as in like your Generation A tight?
Tight as in like I might have to take my hat off. Ow.
Oh, don't hit your head. I'm gonna put my sunglasses down here too.
Now,
I don't want to scratch them.
oh my goodness.
Can we fit? Or is it too tight?
Oh my goodness. Oh, it gets wider if I can get through.
Okay.
I wish they could see how tight this really is though.
Well, they can by the fact that your butt is stuck.
I'm not stuck yet. He did say he would never hide it in a cave.
Well, but we're in a cave.
But where's it go? Like people have been through here.
Well,
So
it's not really a cave if it goes out, because caves don't usually have an out. So maybe it's just in this hole.
oh my gosh, this is the tight.
Look around. Help me look. Look, look, look.
Okay,
Are you taking them with you?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying to take them along for the ride.
Not sure that yet.
Oh my gosh.
Did you find a treasure?
Do you like adventure? Are you coming?
I'm not sure.
Oh well, it stops right here, but it's looks like a straight down.
Can you take a picture for me?
Maybe.
I don't think there's room for two.
Man, this is crazy. I will say, I've never done this before. Oh, it's a straight off cliff drop right here. Okay, so there's the cliff drop. We heard about this cave, but I was like, no way. That's cool. Again, he said nothing, you would do nothing dangerous. But isn't this fun? Like I have not just kind of explored a small cave. Looks like we'll be taking this road right here. That road will go around to that parking lot on the other side. Another confirmation. Oh, what a fun journey this is. Our own little Goonies moment.
Are you stuck? Are you coming back out? I hear you, but I don't see you yet.
I thought you were coming to help me.
No, I just left you in there. I can help you though.
Can you please just grab this camera so I don't break it?
Yep. Was the treasure in there?
No.
Was it in there?
Thank God he says it's not in a cave. But it is really cool.
It's a good view.
Just, it's part of this adventure. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm so tired.
Okay, so
Where'd my hat go?
right there. If our thought is Free returned her face, are we going to check on the other side of this mountain?
Absolutely.
Would her, if you returned her face to find her place, would her face just be, would it be right here?
Oh, let's
like
go.
just right here.
I'm gonna do a search because I brought because
you can't breathe. What'd you bring?
a secret weapon.
Me. I'm a secret weapon. What else did you bring?
Sarcasm. I brought a thermal imaging scanner. Do you know why?
No.
We had a conversation a little while back because he said he wouldn't tell us the container.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and so when you did your treasure hunt stuff, we would use geocaching stuff.
Geocache containers, and they make geocache containers any shape, size, color imaginable.
Right.
So are you thinking
There you go.
that it would be hotter or colder? Depends on what the container
So
is.
from our discussion, I ordered one on Amazon, and it fits on my phone. And to my understanding, is that geocaches are going to heat up faster because they're either going to be made of fiberglass, going to be made of plastic. And you sent me one that was like this color, like a rock
Right,
color.
sandstone.
And so my thought process is where we're standing, I think I'll go over there and I'll use the thermal imaging and I'll scan the rocks. Okay. And then we'll maybe go up on top and we'll scan. And if they're, since the heat, it's only 72, but these images will, or these things, containers will heat up faster than a sandstone rock or a granite rock.
It makes sense.
So therefore it should stand out more.
Okay.
Secret weapon for searching.
You
quicker.
go do that. I'm going to go look at where the Maiden's eyes would be.
Oh.
And where she's looking.
She's looking right, like Sheila, when you go up there, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be like, holy cow.
Okay, I'm going there while you get your
I'm gonna
secret
go over
weapon
here
up.
and set
Okay, all right.
All right, I got this in Amazon. It was like $200. It's actually a really good, because I like going on adventures. We are going to do a Bigfoot hunt, which I think will be fun coming up. And I want to use it for alien hunting, just some silly, adventurous stuff. I never once thought it would be used for hunting treasure. This actually plugs into the bottom of the phone, like so. It says enable thermal imaging. I don't know if you can see that or not. And boom. So what you're looking at is you're looking at a landscape of the area and all the different heat signatures. So the goal now is to kind of look to see if I can find anything hotter than the normal landscape, which would be the rocks. Oop. I don't think it zooms in. I think this might work. There's some boulders right there that are pretty hot. And then as you go up, so here's, I'm going to do this. I hit video. Sorry, I'm so shaky. So if I move over, you're going to see, oh, Sheila's right over there by that, looking out the Moab Maiden. She's kind of hiding. I'm kind of shaking. See how hot she is right there? Okay, so the goal is like to look for hot areas. And you can see there's some areas right through here that are pretty hot. But up here, that's all fairly cool compared to, like, relatively speaking, my hand. Question is how far will it actually read? Oh, see, this doesn't help me any now, does it? That's all really warm. And comparatively speaking, that's my hand. All right, I might have some kinks to work out with this, but it gives me some, oh, that's pretty hot. That's sand. So sand must heat up fairly quick. All right, that was fun. Didn't see anything in particular, but we're going to keep searching around this area and go up on top for a bit.
Almost done. It's taking a bit. It's going faster because I'm too excited, because I just know where we're going next to check.
Well, let's recap. So over there, the foot of 3 led us to this parking, pointed us to this
20 degrees.
At 20 degrees, pointed to that parking lot. Ursa East, which is a bear on the east panel, pointed south this way.
Well, actually straight up.
Yeah.
Straight direction to the Moab.
So then we came up here, Moab Maiden, bride. She's a bride. We need to return her face to find the place. So we're going to return her face and think that she's looking straight forward, which we're going to go see what's on the other side of the mountain. So if over there, we need
the checkpoint. The checkpoint is when he said, you will know it when you see it.
We think the checkpoint's double arcs. Is that right?
That's what my thought process is.
So we need double arcs on the other side.
And there's another element over there as well. So we'll see. I'm super excited. We got probably another 20 minutes to back to the Bronco. And then a whopping 5-minute drive around the other side. Now, both of this hike and where we're going, both are a mile. So the cheat code is we know if you're going to be watching this video and we don't find it, you know these parameters, you won't want to make this hike. He won't make this hike. Cross it off. Not with a broken leg and hauling 4 trips.
No, but we found the Moab Maiden, right?
Yep.
So she's the bride.
So you'll know that too.
Okay.
Up we go. Okay, kids. It doesn't look that far for a mile. A little bit further than I thought. Snacks, energy. We're gonna go around the bend.
Okay, around the bend.
To this other parking lot and we'll check out the panel that's there, and then we'll do some verifying. Maybe I'll fly my drone to verify everything else that we came up with and take a break. You tired?
Yeah. I'm tired.
We only have another day left.
Yes.
If we don't go look at the exact place by tomorrow, we're gonna miss. And I didn't check weather for tomorrow. Did you check weather for tomorrow?
Nope.
Oh, we better do that.
We don't have signal.
Oh, we don't have signal. Golly, we're bad treasure hunters. It's very pretty. I mean, he chose a great spot. There it is.
There's the parking lot. So then her eyes are... Oh, I see the hole, I think. You want me to pull in here and you can fly your drone?
Yeah. This is a Masa back trailhead.
It's BLM.
Yeah, you see the hole up there where I was at?
No.
Right up where that bush is.
Oh,
Straight up.
okay. That is a tiny hole.
Mhm.
So
Wait,
her...
Could
No,
that be past the hole?
Oh, it could be past the hole. If you looked at it from when you were with the Maiden,
All right,
that's a
let's-
tiny hole. Can you throw your drone up there and look for a bigger hole?
Yeah. Okay, so where her eyes go, they go over to that section, but around that corner, when we go around that corner is where the secret sauce is. I'm telling you. It's all going to come together. Are you not buying my thought process?
We'll see when we go around the corner what's over there.
All right, we might want to check the board over there and see if there's any clues.
All
Here
right,
comes a bunch of UTVs.
I'll do that while you
There's a path
fly.
over there.
Okay, interesting. Obviously, we've been thinking, originally I was thinking about Jackson Hole in Wyoming. But this is a Jackson Hole, Jackson's Ladder. By the Colorado River.
I lost my drone.
That's not funny. I don't even hear it. Oh my gosh. That's totally not cool.
Nothing I could do either. Oh,
I hear something coming
it's
to
coming
me.
back. It's returning to home.
Good.
The other parking lot, right? So we are a half mile from that area.
See, I think they're calling this Jackson Hole right there on the map.
No, that's Cliffhanger.
Well, I'm telling you, you need to look at that map over there.
Really?
The trail may be Cliffhanger, but the hole has a name.
But look at this coming into view. This pretty, awesome
Oh,
thing.
look at that. It's a double arc.
A double arc? Oh, say it ain't so. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
Connection lost again. Can I see
Walk
it?
over. Okay, we're gonna drive around where they put in for Cliffhanger. Or not, it's not like a parking lot you can stay at because it's a staging area for you to do the trail. But we can go there, fly the drone, because the signal gets cut off around each one of these little mountain areas. I think we're really onto something. I do. We're gonna get at least reconnaissance tonight, and then if we need to, we'll charge batteries and everything and we'll go in the morning. But at least we'll have a pretty good indicator of stuff. This road is a high clearance 4x4 road,
but it's a 1 mile hike from that parking lot we were at to where we're going, because I've already had it scanned to see how far it was, but I didn't until you put eyes on things, you really can't figure it out. Look at those Jeeps coming up that. Oh my goodness. That's a challenging thing.
Yeah, they label it a number 8.
A number 8?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a Jeep Badge of Honor trail. You see the granite bowl right there, babe? 2 arcs.
If only it was granite. But I see what you're saying.
Right?
You're saying he's not that literal.
Not that literal.
Boy, look at that Jeep trying to come up
I
through
know,
there.
he's trying to come up that path. We have to regroup. We have the double arcs.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila's not convinced that the double arcs are the arcs, but we also have an owl up there.
A petroglyph of an owl.
Uh-huh. And that would be wisdom waits. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. So wisdom waits in shadowed sight.
So we think, just like there would be like national treasure, could it be a shadow cast in the morning? Because in the documentary, he moved the clock hands around a lot. One of the times, I believe, was like 6 something. So I think that tomorrow morning, 6:50 a.m., 6:52, I think is sunrise. And we're going to come back at sunrise and go search and see if there's a shadow cast. But there's a caveat in this. But he put it somewhere where people would go by, and nobody really hikes up there with this. They drive right up through that area.
Which he could have drove or rented a Jeep or something to get up there just to make it easier to unload the treasure, but then you can get there within a mile hike. So
my thinking was, everything Justin said is like he used a vehicle but not his own vehicle, and he wouldn't say what vehicle he used. He still doesn't. He does say in the rules you do not need a high clearance vehicle to find the treasure.
Right.
But you have to put it through the lens of 60 pounds is confirmed weight of the treasure chest and the treasure. He made 4 trips. So therefore, with that in mind, he wouldn't do the Moab Maiden hike because that would be ridiculous. No. But in this scenario played out, Sheila made a great point. We have 2 things happening all at once. Number 1, I think what he did is he rented a Jeep and he did, or a UTV, which would probably be easier. And he did the cliffhanger and he dropped in. He dropped in right here, drove this road around, right around here, and then right up there is a landing spot. And once you land and stop there, you can walk right up here. It's 530 feet. I ChatGPT'd it or whatever, until you get to the owl petroglyph. And then you have the wonderful granite bowl double arcs. Sheila's thinking, okay, he might not even want to do that. You're thinking this other way.
I'm thinking it would be, he's also thinking about the people. Like he wants us to get out and adventure and come explore, but he's also probably thinking about the people. He wants us to be safe, right? So could that double arc and the wise owl panel cast a shadow, and it's down here by this, it's a dry creek bed.
Down in the bottom.
Down in the bottom.
And it's still like 3/4 of a mile back from that parking lot. You take this down here and you follow it around, and then the arc, and then you just would be down in this area here, which would still wisdom waits and shadowed sight down here. So it would be down in the bottom. So we have this area up here to search tomorrow and this down here. And we're thinking about getting here at 6 something in the morning to see if there's actually a shadow.
Yeah, that's the question, if there's a shadow. But it also depends on the time of year that he hit it as to...
But we can use AI to narrow that down. It'll tell you different shadow preferences. We can use AI to determine that. Because I know he hid the treasure anywhere from May to July of 2023. So I know the idea. So it can be, but we don't know what the shadows might look like. Or if we're just thinking this is silly, well, then we can also break out the thermal imaging and see if we can maybe crack a code that direction too.
So right now what we need is we need a little bit of refueling. We're going to go into town.
Yep.
get something to eat, regroup.
We know
tomorrow.
no one's out here searching, so everyone thinks Montana.
There's probably some people in Utah, but they're just not right here.
No. Gonna go back and regroup. We'll look through drone footage that we captured. I'm hoping that you've got to this point and you might be saying, hey, they actually might be onto something. Or do we have location bias? Either way, it's still an adventure and it's fun.
I see a lot of holes.
There's so many places it could be hidden. And it makes sense to hide it here because they don't get as much rain. But if you put it in a hole, then it would be covered. If it snows here, you couldn't find it.
Like that map up there, that's right there off the cliffhanger. I believe that's Jackson Hole. So you're going to go past Jackson Hole, around this bend, and wait for the shadow up there.
We're going to look. I don't know that confirmation if it's Jackson Hole or not. If it is, I mean,
we don't know.
I didn't know that. I haven't researched that at all.
We don't know that it's Jackson Hole. It just says hole.
No,
that's
but
a Jackson.
You found it as Jackson Hole.
On the map back there at the parking lot.
Well, that's a coincidence.
Hmm.
I mean, how many more coincidences do we have to make it a truth?
Well, if it's not here, this would have been a good spot for it.
All right.
The morning's just begun. I don't remember much from the night before, just from the human touch. And now
It's another day of treasure hunting.
That's hard work. Everything's gonna be wet.
Yeah, we had rain this morning, and I was super worried. Looking, I was like, "Oh no, we're not gonna get the sun." But the clouds are pushing away.
Yep.
We have about 45 minutes before the sun crests where we're going, and then we can look for shadows. That's the plan.
That is the plan.
I will tell you, treasure hunting hasn't gotten me up this early in a very long time. I mean, I just don't get up this early. Well, the truck needed a little wash today anyway. Should be interesting. Searching, being wet. All right, last time to go through the poem, but I think this morning I had a little epiphany. Because Sheila, before bed, she goes, Todd, we really need to make sure you can go through the poem.
Needs to line up.
Because I guess Justin, he posted what? What was that? Confirmation bias checklist?
Location bias.
Location.
Make sure this is how to kind of check for location bias.
Now, I have to admit, I was a little defeated going to bed when Sheila said this. But then I woke up and I was like, we're right here. Like, how can after all these weeks going through and asking and kicking things around? So we're going to go through the poem one last time, okay? Because I thought of something this morning, and Sheila's like, well, that makes sense. And when Sheila says that makes sense,
Either I'm just super tired and I'm giving in, or it makes sense.
or she's just sick of doing this. As Sheila rounds this corner and we head out, we got about a 15-20 minute drive, and then hopefully the sun will start breaking through in a bit. So it starts out, there's 5 stanzas, okay? 4 lines in each stanza. Can you find what lives in time? So it's just setting up this thing. I'm thinking finding something that lives in time would be with the next line flowing through each measured rhyme. We're talking river, and we're also talking, we think it's petroglyphs because those live through time. Wisdom waits in shadowed sight. To me, you're looking for something that is hidden in a way. So I was thinking of, I don't know, the owl petroglyph for me. So for those who read these words just right. So, okay, get your mind right. You need to figure out how this is going to be read. Now, this next stanza finally came into view for me. Hope surges clear and bright. Hope is the sun. It is cresting, clear and bright. You want to make sure it's not a cloudy day, and it's going to be a tough day for us. Walk near water's silent flight. So the first line is the sun. It's what I pitched to Sheila.
Yep.
The second line is us, what we need to do. We need to walk near water's silent flight. This is either a dry creek bed or possibly a small creek. Then the next line is the sun again. It's going to round the bend and past the hole. This could be going over any of the holes for any of the arches that are here. Or Sheila said, what about hole in the rock? Or Jackson Hole. but that's on the west side, so that wouldn't be that. And then the last line in this stanza is, I will wait for you to cast your pole. I, meaning the searcher, will wait for you, being the sun, to cast your pole, meaning a shadow. Hence, we're up at crack of dawn.
This is where it gets very National Treasure-ish.
Well, do you feel like so far?
Well, we had to wait.
This is the first time that stanza actually has come into complete clear view for me.
Okay.
Ever.
All right.
Would
That's
you
good.
Would you think? Are you
Good.
still different?
No, I get it. The sun and the shadow.
Okay. The third stanza, Ursa East. In Ursa East, his realm awaits. That's the bear that we noticed that is pointing to Moab Maiden. His bride stands guard at ancient gates. So that's the thing is that is the Moab Maiden. Oh wait, now listen to this. Okay, so the first line, Ursa East, is giving you the bear.
Right.
The second line is his bride stands guard at ancient gates. We're now talking about the maiden. The third line, her foot of 3 at 20 degrees is now this makes sense because we couldn't put the two together, that's the dinosaur footprints, and that's pointing back to the maiden. The fourth line, now return her face and find the place, we're back to the maiden again. So if you follow that same thing,
Just the driver, people.
right? If you
Okay.
follow the same stanzas before where each line, so that now makes sense because we couldn't figure out why the bride would have her foot of 3 when we had the foot of 3 across the stream. So it's doing the same thing. It's jumping from line to line. Now, if we take this same aspect.
Okay, say
Wait,
that
wait,
again. You're jumping from line to line.
Yeah, so in this stanza, in Ursa East, his realm awaits.
Okay.
So the first line is like the sun in the last stanza.
Okay.
So now we're at the bear. He's
Right.
pointing to the Moab Maiden. Now we go to Moab Maiden, who is across the stream. His bride stands guard at the ancient gates. So that's the Moab Maiden.
Okay.
The third line then jumps back across the river as another confirmation checkpoint. Her foot of 3 at 20 degree. That is now the dinosaur footprint of
Right.
20 degree. Then you jump back to the Moab Maiden, kind of like
Right.
what we did with the sun and the, right?
Right.
The last line is return her face to find the place. Does this make sense now? We
Okay,
have the
yeah.
confirmation between them.
Yep.
Now, if we take this same thought process, double arcs on granite bold. We found arcs. I say granite bold is that they're bold, they stand out. Granite bold is the confirmation of the double arcs. Also for me is the checkpoint. Like he said, you will know the checkpoint when you see the checkpoint. And you can see this from the road and it's accessible. Any of the other arches are not necessarily accessible. We're hiking them today. So then that's one. And then go ahead. Oh, you had an epiphany.
But what if the arc isn't? What if the arc is back to the sun? The sun's arc is going to hit, and it's not a literal arc. Just saying, if we don't find it here, that might be a thought for where we go look the next time.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
But we're really committed right now. We have to stay on track. Okay, double arcs of granite bold. Then it comes back to, so that's our checkpoint, where secrets of the past still hold. That is the owl and the big man. They call him the big man. He is like the guardian of this area. We'll see him when we get up here. Then beyond the reach of time's swift race. This could either be the riverbed that's down below the double arcs that we're going to search there as well, or it can still be talking about, hey, listen, these are these petroglyphs that are here. Wander guards this sacred place. The word wander, I was researching.
Is it wander or wonder?
Wonder, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
wonder.
Wonder.
I know, I keep going wandering.
Wonder.
Wonder guards this sacred place. I was looking at wonder and I'm thinking wonder is, I don't know, it could go several different directions, but I'm thinking I'm still on it with the big man, or how the sun's going to crest and we're going to be in wonder. And then the last one is truth rests not in clever minds, not in tangled, twisted finds, meaning I think you don't have to look in some crazy areas. It's going to be easy.
Because what we're doing is
I
not
know.
crazy.
But like a river's steady flow.
There's the river.
Now there is there's a rock stuff that kind of looked like it fell down from the arches. Could it be down in the creek bed in like holes that were made by the rocks that had fallen? What you seek, you'll already know. What you seek, you already know. I don't know. This is kind of crazy in a way. All right. I feel like I feel better now.
Are we walking? So, question, are we parking where you flew the drone yesterday,
Yeah.
and we're going to walk along that dry creek bed? Is that the plan?
Correct. We're going to do both. We're going to walk
And
there,
then
and we're also going to there, and I'm going to try to put the drone up to capture any shadows. The drone will fly for like 35 minutes, so I'm just going to make it stationary as the sun creeps over the top, so any of those shadows will be able to cast.
So
and we can...
so you can do that. Why don't I drop you off at the drop-in of the cliffhanger?
Okay,
so
that's less walking with my knee.
Less walking for your knee. You'll have to walk back to the truck.
Yeah, I'll be so excited. It'd be hard to carry a 60-pound treasure.
Yeah, you'll have to sit with it while I go get the truck, I guess. Didn't bring a bag to put it in.
No.
Guess you'll empty out your backpack.
Yes.
I just want the dragon bracelet.
Oh, I know. What are all these people out here? Is there a race? There's a champions sign.
Oh my gosh, this could be bad.
Oh, there's gonna be a lot of people.
What the heck?
You don't.
Unless they're just going for a walk.
You think they're all out here waiting for the sun?
Well, they're going on a bike
They're
ride.
all bike riders. So, Sheila, we might have to be walking down through. There's that trail that's down there that leads around the corner from the parking lot back there.
Well, I figured I'm going to go park back there, and then I'll walk on that trail to get to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Or should I park around that corner up
I think
here?
our whole goal right now is to make sure we're here when the sun comes up. I want you to see this. The clouds move back in. Doggone. But I need you to look. I can see it coming right above those. It's a double arc. In essence, if you look at those rocks, how would it cast that shadow through the canyon here? I gotta go down and look.
So I dropped Todd up there so that he could capture with drone and to see anything that's coming with the sun coming up and over. And I'm going to take this, my guess is, mile hike down a hiking and biking path to go meet up with him. But it's also along a dry creek bed, so I think there might be a little bit of water in it right now. I'm gonna kind of keep my eyes out along the way. So let's go see if we can meet up with Todd. It's amazing. It's breathtaking, actually. Was thinking that the other day Todd asked me about why why National Treasure is one of my favorite movies. There's just a lot of elements to that movie that I love. The whole finding the treasure. That's not the point. Would it be great to find $1 million treasure? Sure. Like, who wouldn't want to find $1 million treasure? But in the National Treasure movie, Nicolas Cage and his dad have a rough relationship. But by doing something together, being together, they're searching for this treasure. Do they still have tense moments? Absolutely. But throughout being together, having a common purpose, having something that they're
focused on together, it brings their relationship back around. And it really, I guess I was really just thinking about, I love the history part of it, and there's adventure. For those of you who don't know, my dad passed away in 2019. He was 69, and we had an amazing relationship. He didn't wake up from a surgery that he had performed. Now, we had an amazing relationship, but there are times that we had, just like in the National Treasure movie, we had some very tense, stress moments, and there was times that our relationship wasn't good. But through time and just doing things together and talking through things and just being together, we developed to have a really good relationship. That's how we even ended up on this journey of travel in the United States. Was my dad had purchased a fifth wheel that he was going to go see the country when he retired. Ironically, his surgery was in December. He died in December of 19, and his retirement date was 4 months later in April. He was that close to just retiring and going out and traveling and seeing the United States. Because he had that fifth wheel, kind of in our grief, we took it, we went out and we started to travel. And we got an idea that to go see what he wanted to see. And I tell you that pretty much every state we've been to, there's a location that I just think, man, I wish Dad was here to see this with me. So I guess I tell you all of that because some of you, well, he couldn't be here to see this with me because had he not passed, I wouldn't even be on this journey, right? I'd still be at home doing the rat race, waiting for the next, we'd be all, it's kind of like you guys, like so many times we're chasing the next promotion, looking for the next raise, figuring out the problem or fixing a solution. We're so absorbed in all the things that we're doing in life that we just forget to live our life. So I'm seeing, you can see it behind me, look. I'm seeing this beautiful world because I lost my dad. And I would love to share it with him. So maybe you have people that you need to have a conversation with, or you have somebody that you need to grab and just go on a trip with. Go see something. Go do something. This journey isn't about just arriving at death and hoping you have money in the bank. This life journey is about the connections that we make, things we experience, people we do it with. And for me, it's about encouraging others to live a life on purpose and focus and thankfulness in my faith of loving people, helping them experience things, and telling them about how much they're loved. So, if we don't find the treasure, it's okay. I am out creating memories and enjoying this life with my husband. And maybe there's somebody that you need just go on a little treasure hunt with and maybe repair that relationship or strengthen your relationship. That's all that really matters. And I believe that's what Justin Posey was saying as well when he was out treasure hunting. The only thing that really matters in life is how you live it. Do you live it loving others with a focus and a purpose? Okay, that's really long-winded, and I see a drone. So it tells me I'm getting close to my husband. Just follow the drone. All right, look at this. There's those arcs. He's waiting to see if that sun's gonna cast on them, I bet is what he's doing. I'll let you enjoy some of this hike in silence.
I don't know if you're seeing this. So the sun, there's the granite, there's the creek bed. It's coming right through that thing. But the clouds, there's too many clouds. This is insane. How is the shadow going to cast through here? Come on, sun. As it crests this here.
Look at this. You want to feel small and insignificant? Come hang out in creation. It is breathtakingly beautiful here. Uh-oh. I'm gonna get my feet wet. Wah, wah. There's Todd's double arc. Here's this sign again, so now I'm here. There's that Jackson Hole, the river, and I'm walking by this little creek bed. Huh. This is a pretty pronounced bend with a hole.
Here it comes. Just give me a little more. Get rid of those clouds. Come on. Look at this. I came to the creek bed first. To see if I can capture this before Sheila gets here. And then I'll go up to the owl petroglyph, which is way up there. You can see the sun starting to come. There's the double arcs, and then like all these rocks came flowing down here. So we have that. The drone will fly for approximately 40 minutes. So we're gonna at least have data showing where stuff is. Okay, this is interesting. There's a hole here. What is this? He wouldn't be so bold to put it in there, of course. Restoration area. I mean, that's pretty prominent. Sheila will be coming down this way on this trail. There's so many places through here that people would just be coming through for the course of time. We're right underneath. Where would this shadow be? There's the granite. Look at all these holes.
Todd's up here somewhere. But I see this hole I'm gonna look in real quick. Oh, should have put my other hiking shoes on. Oh, it's empty. Womp womp. Wouldn't it be cool if I could just do this and boom, the treasure's there. But alas, it's not that easy.
Another thing is this is now further up because this would flood. This is the main question I kept having. Well, now it's up high enough where it won't flood. So if he hides it right here in this rock flow that is coming down in a hole, I mean, there's so many opportunities. Like, look at this hole, right?
Again, he would not take the chances of rocks falling.
No, nor would he. I don't think he would have everybody rock scrambling.
So that's all fairly level over there.
You know how small you look compared to these giant mountains God made?
Yeah. There's a lot of amazing places to hide this thing here. Like, a lot.
Well, which way's the owl panel? We have to go down and around and up there?
So there's the granite. To the left of the granite, 30 feet, is the owl panel.
All right. Well, there's a couple of places along the way down here that I wanted to search too, but I thought I'll just get here to you and then we'll search later on our way back. Dry stream.
Right.
Bed. Around that bend, there's the hole.
Around the bend, past the hole. I mean, kind of a creek is silent. We've determined, again, if you go off of his ground rules, he wouldn't want anyone to get hurt.
Nope.
And I walked around up here and searched in a few areas, which there's plenty of areas to hide in. The boulders are cracking underneath my feet. He wouldn't want us to go in any of these little cave outcroppings. So we're gonna stay on the path and keep going to the owl panel up top.
Because it's where wisdom waits for us.
Wisdom waits up there.
Uh-huh.
Is that the actual line?
Wisdom, it's something like that. Let me look.
So this is called the Cliffhanger Trail. My theory, or hypothesis, is he says he did not use his own vehicle. He also says you don't need a four-wheel drive high clearance vehicle to get to it. Kind of weird, huh? But it doesn't say he didn't rent one to go along this path because we're only a mile from where you park the car.
Oh yeah, wisdom waits in shadowed sight.
So we're going to the owl.
See if there's shadows.
And he
up
used
there.
the Jeep, and you'll see what I think he did. I think he parked up here and made his 4 trips.
I wonder if he watches these things and be like, oh, that's fun and interesting. I never did that, but you know.
I know. But if we're right.
Yes. Let's get up this before these Jeeps come up here.
Jeep, man. Goodness.
Now, if I'd taken some more, like I'd been more rock practice, we could have
these are pretty big.
Yeah.
Our tires aren't big enough, especially that right there.
Would have hung to the right.
Here's my thought. He drove all that. He parked right here. And then he only had 573 feet to hide it.
To the owl panel?
Yep. It's an easier walk. And you don't need a high clearance vehicle to get to it. He did. As they're dropping in over here, as you can hear them. He did. And then he utilized that to make his 4 trips to hide a 60-pound treasure.
Oh.
Do you hear that?
And that is why
And that is
we
why
didn't bring the Bronco.
Sheila didn't do the Bronco. He's doing that in a Toyota Tacoma. That's why.
Yeah, he just hit his...
Right now, we're still having the drone up. I'm tracking the shadow because the sun came out, just to see if we can get anything before we get up to where the owl panel is. Up we go, 573 feet, according to AI from this point.
There's another bend and another hole.
We need to go up. This isn't very clearly marked. I think we can go up that one.
Just follow the trail, you said.
Well, this is not a normal trail.
Did you look in this hole?
That's why this is such a great place to hide it, because it is not a normal trail. I think the main trail goes that way. I'm gonna go up this way. We made it.
In fact, I think you forget we have to go back down.
We'll go the easy way.
Okay.
But look, I'm already
What?
seeing petroglyphs.
Are we? What?
Already seeing some petroglyphs.
Where's this wise owl?
He's around the corner.
Okay.
Oh. Well, once we see him, we might have to sit for a bit. He said it's in plain sight.
Hidden in plain sight. It's under a rock.
We laugh.
Hidden in plain sight.
This is not a very publicly place to come, but it is heavily trafficked. Because right down there is where he parked. My opinion.
Your theory. Your hypothesis, I guess. I'm liking the shade. That's for sure.
You have to get to the owl.
I'm looking at where the sun is.
You looking at the shadows?
I am.
Oh, it's around the corner. Is where we're going to be. And then I guess we'll start searching. What do you think? Think we should start searching once we get there?
Wisdom waits in shadowed sight.
Yep. Wisdom waits in shadowed sight. Ugh. I can't believe we got here right when the sun came up here. I mean, there's so many areas.
There's another alien man.
Yeah.
And a whole herd of...
Look at all these crevices. I think why he says the sun is you can see how it shines right down into these spots. I'm going to leave all my stuff right here.
That's a good idea.
Because we're here. Sun's a little higher than I wanted it to be, but it is casting this direction. So I'm saying we look, because right up here is going to be the owl. This is crazy, isn't it? I do like that the sun is like screaming right down a lot of these areas. Here you go. Hello, Mr. Owl. In this, is he a protector? Could we say that he is the protector with the owl?
He's wise. The big man is the protector.
Yep. All right, so in the poem, what's the poem again?
Hold, please.
Because this petroglyph, it's probably almost as tall as you. It's probably 5 foot.
The man?
Yep. And the owl was in shadow.
Can you find what lives in time, flowing through each measured rhyme? Wisdom waits in shadowed sight for those who read these words just right. Beyond the reach of time's swift race, wonder guards this sacred place.
So I was thinking, is that Wonder Guard?
I don't know.
Okay. Here's what we know. Granite bold. Huge rock slide. He would not have anyone going over there. It's too dangerous. He probably wouldn't have anyone going down there. Up here, it's fairly safe. The sun is casted this direction.
Should we be looking at where the sun is illuminating at 4:19?
It would be over there. It'd be going this way.
Well,
But the sun would still be up high in the air at 4:19.
yeah.
It would be cast this direction, but it would be way up. So if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be right in here. I saw this from the drone. It's like, that's interesting. but from the drone it looks like it's complete rock. So it's not a fake rock, it's real. Here's a path. I was like, oh, past there, this is right here, plain sight. Nobody would really look here. Straight out over, I can't see if I can show it in the camera. Right over there is the petroglyph rock, that's the birthing rock.
Over where?
Right at that corner.
Where those cars have been driving to?
Yep, right over there. So the birthing rock actually looks back at this direction too.
Well, it'll be worth checking out.
Any sand area gets super hot. But the rocks themselves, look. The rocks themselves are pretty cool.
They're the purple?
Yep. So let's just take a stroll. Maybe we're going about this the wrong direction. It's the sun. Come back this way.
You want me to come back that way?
No, I'm gonna come this way. You stand out. I can definitely see you. So if something was fake here, it would stand out. Especially if it's fiberglass, plastic, or metal.
Here they come.
I figured it had to be less strenuous of a place. So you have this bench down here, this benchmark that's down here. And I think there's a lot of opportunities because now we're away from a lot of the rock fall. Things are just kind of out here. He said plain sight. Could this be it? Could this be the place? I see something promising over here. I don't want to get my hopes up. Should I wait for Sheila to go check in there? You're not gonna believe it. Let me show you. Before I check, let me show you. See if this all lines out. Owl panel. Big here, Wonder Guard, right? Here, this is a lot flatter. Nobody can get hurt down here. It's safer, it's an easier walk than up there. But do you see this outcropping right here? Do you see there's a big hole right in there that could fit a container that's 24 inches? We believe that if you go off of the Fenn's treasure, we believe the container has to be big enough. But then, he never says what the container is. So I'm thinking that would be a perfect place, hidden in plain sight. People walking here, people down here. Nobody comes down here. There's nothing down here to see. Sheila's still trying to make her way around. I cut through. I've looked all through here. Plain sight. To me, it's just sitting somewhere. Lots of places just to sit. I've waited for Sheila, and she has not made it here. So I'm going to check this hole. Here we go. To me, this would be a great place to hide something. Directly, straight down, shadowed sight, granite bold. Here we go. Oh God, nothing. Seriously, this is the perfect place. Nothing. It could sit right there for years in plain sight. It has all the elements. It's perfect. Justin, I found the spot it should have been. I mean, this is perfect. Big enough. Owl panel. Can't be dangerous. Nobody can get hurt. Has easy access. He has to run all that through his head. So anything too close up there, things would fall. It's too dangerous. It's got to be out. Don't overthink it. That's the rules. All right, I'll go find Sheila. She had to hike around another corner.
You can see bikers coming up right here. Then there's Jeeps over there, ATVs down in the bottom. We were hiking. Moab is definitely a place, like it's an outdoor playground for sure. Like if you love to be outdoors, like even if you just want to drive the scenery, it is breathtaking. So I guess that's my point. Is not saying you're quitting your job and going to become a professional treasure hunter. We all, like you have vacation days, take them. Grab the people that you enjoy being with or somebody that you need to make amends with and just go experience something. A long drive in the car or a kayak down a river. Just get away and go explore. It's really what it's all about. Todd's still over there. He's really sold on this owl. I think we're missing the next step. It's the sacred place. But regardless, this just you as being created in creation. That's pretty sacred in itself. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Come explore. Look at this place.
I think we need to look back there. Okay.
I'm thinking that way. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about how we were able to search that area in our thought processes. It's hard to get over the idea of him having to do 4 trips. This is a lot more difficult than probably any camera shows. And carrying stuff.
Carrying what he was carrying up, I don't think so. I don't think.
She was thinking it's got to be down low. If he uses the example of Fenn's treasure, of how he hid it by a river, he just had to walk across the stream and it was just kind of sitting there, I'm disappointed because, well, though she's like, it still could be low. You're right. It could be underneath there in the riverbed.
Well, and there's still some clues that I don't know that we've got it 100%. But you don't know until you come out and put eyes on things.
Boots on the ground.
And look.
Be involved. It is so pretty though.
Yeah. It's something we enjoy doing, just getting out and exploring anyway, so.
Yeah. All right. 1 mile back. This is why I was thinking he could park right there and walk up. Okay, so we're at the birthing rock. You can see straight across, there's the owl, there's the granite, or the double arcs. I just didn't realize that this was so close to where we were searching.
Yeah, I can see the arcs from here.
It's always loud here.
Well, it was very peaceful this morning. It's like we were the only ones here.
Can't glean any general
No.
knowledge from this.
No, I don't think that it's a sacred place.
You don't
I
think so?
was thinking we needed to find a sacred place.
Well, I mean, it's weird. You can direct line of sight.
To the owl panel and the arcs.
Okay, let's head out. Let me guess you're working on our travel plans. I can see it in the spreadsheet. She had to, for this little adventure, you had to change things around for us to get here.
I did, but anything for you, babe.
I gotta tell you something.
What? You're tired?
I'm so tired. And I need to we need to wrap this up so you can kind of if you're doing this search, we wanted to provide you information on how we process this. You could look at it completely different, have different opinions, thoughts. You can put them down below and see where we were off or what we could have looked at differently.
The western part of the United States is large, and so narrowing it down, going and checking, it's the only way you can do it. But
I was so
you're a little disappointed.
I think it's my first big treasure hunt and my first big time searching, and I had it narrowed down from all of the things from Justin's Twitter things to his 3 Instagram posts, and then how he changed those, and then that solidified in my mind that Moab is this location, and then you throw in the 3 feet of 3, all of the elements, people, all of them.
But the poem, there's some pieces that we were missing in the poem, and
Or we could be right, and we just need 5 days of searching. You just don't find it.
5 days?
No. The thing is what I've realized is I don't believe he probably would have put that much effort going up and down those big massive areas.
Not because he can't, but because of just what it would mean for the people searching. Yeah. But I was telling them earlier.
Oh, I have not seen all this footage, so
Yes.
I guess I'll get to see what you said.
I was telling them earlier that even if we didn't find the treasure,
Yeah.
the whole point of life is to just enjoy things, create memories, be together. And you and I had we've had several weeks of just discussing it. We had 3 good days of beautiful scenery, just hanging out together, creating memory.
And it's fun. It really is fun. So we hope that you go and do it. And the reason we're doing the video is that we're not sure if we'll get to the West Coast. I mean, we're on the West Coast now, but I mean, multiple search areas. We are hopefully maybe some things are cooking in a couple other places we might go check. But other than that,
we can just say
knows?
we searched. And you might find another treasure you want to hunt for.
And we hope that if you take this video and you run with it and you find it, we hope it helped you. I mean, at least maybe thought processes. Although I don't think normal most of the time.
I think the thing is what we do now that we are in RV living full time is we're always out exploring and on adventures, checking things out. So they should just continue to follow along and see where...
You can watch our other videos. They're not all
happening?
treasure hunting. Although,
Not all. This is the first treasure hunting. What are you talking about?
Well, we did a treasure hunt. Well, not really. We looked for a GoPro that somebody lost 4 years ago.
That was not a treasure.
In my mind, it was a Goonies moment. It wasn't. You laughed at the whole thing. That was a fun time too. Well, thanks for tuning in. I am super tired, and you could probably see it in this video. I don't hide emotions well, and I don't hide how I'm feeling. But I am thoroughly exhausted of 3 days of searching and doing what we did.
But it was fun, and it's a beautiful location, and you should,
Yeah.
just go out.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Get out there. Get out there and do it!
Go find it. We hope you find it, and whoever finds the treasure, we wish you just amazing luck and that you can find it. And our hope is that you will use those resources for good.
Unless we find it before you.
Oh my goodness.
The competition is on. If you like this video and you want to see how we're even traveling, I would just suggest we just ask if you would like. You can see how we even built our wonderful spacecraft or our RV, and we did a whole walkthrough video, and I can put that on here for you to check out.
Yeah, we're just traveling around so we can find adventures.
So check out a walkthrough video of our odd home. Okay, with all that being said, Sheila, we're
We're out.